Hey guys, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about this. This is an Amazon exclusive CJRB Crag. So this is a liner lock version of the same knife done in a different blade steel, and it feels like it was ground significantly thinner. This is a very thin knife. So just super attractive though. That's what caught my eye. So what we're gonna do is, so I just want to start, before we even do it, I just want to give you a cursory glance at this. This is probably, let me turn this off. I think the light, natural light might be better. I think this is one of the most visually striking knives I've had come in a while. So we'll take a good look at that momentarily. But first, let's go ahead and get some specs. So I wrote my specs down here. Let me grab them. So what are we looking at? This is a CJRB Crag. Now, CJRB, if you guys don't know, is the budget line for Artisan, but I don't even like to say that because some of their, their knives just are basically all budget friendly. So this is, like I said, CJRB Crag in AR RPM 9 steel. You're looking at a blade length of 3.43 inches. Blade thickness is 0.13. And you can see that it is a full flat ground black PVD coated blade. So you're looking at an overall length of 8.15 inches. It's not a huge knife, but it's also not small. It is kind of thick across the back compared to what I've been carrying lately. I've been carrying some really thin knives. But I will say that this full flat ground blade is ground super thin. This thing is incredibly slicey. You guys take it easy, and I'll see you in the next video.
What's up, everybody? Today we're going to talk about this Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops Serrated Edition. I like the Smith & Wesson brand because, first of all, as you guys know, they do make guns, so it's weird because you expect their knives to be on point like their guns, like tight tolerances. Their knife world, not so much. They're on the budget side of the knives, but what I love about Smith & Wesson is I think you can't get a better value for the amount of money you pay. And this is the best example of that. This is the Extreme Op edition of Smith & Wesson 3, and this particular model is SWA24S. S for serration, obviously, and it looks very tactical, very practical, and I think ideally sized. 3.1 inch overall, 7.1 inches, and I think this is the ideal and perfect size, as mentioned, because it's more like the 13-inch MacBook. If I can make a geeky comparison, it's like a 13-inch MacBook. It's not as large as a 15-inch, not as small as a 11-inch. So you have more screen real estate than the 11-inch, but more portability than the 15-inch. So it's like right there in the middle and ideal for everybody to carry and use. And this particular knife is 12. See you guys next time as I talk about my next knife.
Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at something new from NedFoss, and it's big. And this is 11 inches overall, 5-inch blade, rosewood handles, titanium carbonitride finish on there. It's really an attractive knife, and it's gigantic. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. Let's get a closer inspection here. Okay guys, this is the beast here. Again, 11 inches overall, 5-inch blade, 12 ounces. It's gigantic, and it's only 25 bucks. When I first looked at these, they were $31. But if you go on Amazon right now and do a search for the NedFoss large pocket knife, you can get these for 25 bucks. So that's pretty awesome. Anyways, very attractive with the rosewood. I like the titanium coating on there. It's nice. It's not running on bearings or anything, so you can get it to flip out if you put enough oomph on it, but and you might be able to loosen these up a little bit to get it to come out easier. But it's just a very smooth opening with that thumb disc, just like that, and feels pretty comfortable in the hand. It is weighty, so you're going to know this is on you. I like the pocket clip. It's pretty deep carry. You got that much showing, and I'll show you what that looks like in the pocket here in a minute. But anyways, you got the spear point on here, and you know, got that nice wedge up at the top. The blade steel on this is 5 CR13 MOV, so you know, more on the budget end of the spectrum. Still a good everyday steel. You know, it's got decent to good edge retention, and you know, super easy to sharpen, and especially with that blade shape, that'll be really easy to sharpen. Don't have any concerns about that. Now, what we're gonna do is we're just gonna, you know, take a look at the fit and finish real quick, and then we'll get into some cutting tasks. So there is zero blade play side to side or up and down. It feels very solid. It is a liner lock, and you can see the lock up there. I will see you on the next one.
Hi, this is the Zero Tolerance 0450 CF. All right, here we are with 450 CF. Talk about the 450 CF. So you can tell this thing has a little bit of wear on it. They do not have wear on them coming from the factory. This has actually been my EDC since this knife came out, and man, I love this thing. So this is why this is the first knife video I've done in a while, because this knife actually made me change my EDC, which is kind of unusual for me. I tend to carry the same things for a long time, you know, a year plus, which in my world is an extraordinarily long amount of time. So anyway, let's take a little bit closer look at it, and I'll show you why I like this thing so much. So there's a closer look at that carbon fiber scale. It's got a little bit of texture on it. So they didn't make it super smooth. They didn't buff it all the way down. You can feel a little bit of texture, which actually gives it a decent amount of grip. And the titanium on the other side is pretty smooth, but it has that black DLC coating, which does offer a little bit of grip. So the pocket clip position and the overall design of the knife add a nice feature in opening it. So you got the KVT ball bearing system, which is super smooth, super easy to open, but also it kind of naturally places your fingers in a way where they don't interfere with the lock bar. So some of the other knives on the market that I've seen, maybe not the best design knives out there, is when you're holding it, your index finger, or not your index finger, your middle finger, or some of your other fingers are kind of pressing on that lock bar, which can make it really difficult to open because you're pressing on that detent, and it just makes it difficult to kind of get it open. But this one, it kind of naturally places your middle finger right in the groove of that pocket clip when you're opening it up, so it keeps everything out of the way really well. And the pocket clip, no matter how hard you press on it, just the way it's situated, you can kind of see it's on the lower part right there. It's not pressing on the lock bar. So I'm pushing on that super hard, and you can see it's not really messing with the detent or the ability of the knife to open up. Just another nice little touch that you see on this knife that make it such a pleasure to own. That's it. Thanks for watching.
Hey everybody, Nick here, and today I got a review for you of this little guy right here. This is the CIVIVI Knives Elementum, here pictured in the brown micarta and D2 version. It's a very interesting little knife, and I'm glad I got a chance to check it out, so thank you for that, Chris. If you're looking at an Elementum and it looks nothing like this one, that's fine. That's, in fact, the best part about this knife. They have done a bunch of different versions of this. Like I said, this is the brown micarta version with D2 steel. I think most of them have D2 steel. But anyways, that's the version you're looking at here, and so let's go on ahead and jump into the good, the great, the bad, the ugly of your CIVIVI Elementum here. So on the good side, to start with, very nice size. It's a relatively compact knife here. We are coming in blade lengthwise under 3 inches, uncontroversially. And the weight on this guy is actually pretty light as well, because we have actually substantial internal skeletonization of the liners. So we come in at 2.75 ounces for just under 3 inches a knife. That's a beautiful thing. And it is also quite carryable as a result. I mean, if we put this guy into the pocket here next to my kind of standard for everyday carry, this guy comes in substantially smaller than the Spyderco Delica. Well, maybe not substantially, but smaller, just maybe a little tiny bit thicker, and large part of that is the thicker micarta. So that's an absolutely beautiful thing. This is a knife that is very, very easy to carry, and especially with this deep carry clip, yeah, that makes things very, very nice. So that's good. It's a very carryable knife. Next thing, there are 2 possible grips on this guy. You can choke back a little bit more, and in that case, you get a little bit of a hot spot off the clip here, but or you can actually choke up and use this little flattened area here as a bit of a thing to choke the rest of your day. Bye now.